Hi guys, NB Darkman here. The following is an interview with David SonJC, the artist behind the song Katonda Alinawe, which earlier last month was revealed to be the infamous piece of lost media, the Filthy Frank Kenya song. A 4-second clip of this song had been used in a Filthy Frank video back in 2013, and people had been searching for this song for over 10 years up until December 2023 when the song was finally found. I've made 2 videos about the search and subsequent find, which I strongly suggest you check out if you haven't already. After watching my video about the song being found, David himself reached out to me to chat after finally understanding where all the newfound attention towards his song was coming from. Kindly, David agreed to have an interview where we talk about his life as a gospel artist, the history of the song, his reaction to it being found, and even his thoughts on Filthy Frank. So get comfy, relax, and enjoy this first ever interview with David SonJC. Alright, we'll jump into it. So thank you, David. For everyone watching, I'm here today with David SonJC, who is the musical artist behind the viral song Katonda Alinawe. And it's my absolute pleasure to conduct this interview. So thank you, David, very much for joining me.
Welcome, Duckman.
Okay, so David, if we could just start off with you telling us a little bit about yourself. So whereabouts are you from and what do you do for a living?
Okay, David SonJC. That is my stage name, but I'm called Mwangs David. I'm in Uganda. I come from Uganda. I'm a Ugandan. Uganda is a country found in Africa, East Africa. And for a living, I'm a teacher. I'm a secondary school teacher. Yes.
Excellent. If we could just talk a bit about your music, David. So around 2011 and 2012, you uploaded a number of music videos to your YouTube channel. One, of course, which was Katonda Alinawe. So what inspired you to write and produce these songs and make these music videos?
Okay, personally, I want to say that I am a Christian, a born-again Christian. And actually, I had started writing music earlier on, as a student. And of course, the inspiration is from the Christian background, my Christian faith. And so it inspired me to sing music that can be a blessing to people, music that can heal people, music that can communicate to people about God. Basically, that is what inspired me to write music. And and of course, I didn't upload the music immediately because I had started producing songs as early as 2009. But I began uploading it around that time when I at least had made some videos.
Okay, so you were actually making music quite a bit before 2011, 2012.
Yes.
So let's talk about something you just touched on there. So you said your Christian faith is a big part of what inspired you to make the songs, and clearly the lyrics show that is obviously the main inspiration for the music. And I think you also said on your post on Facebook that the lyrics, you sort of said that they came to you in a dream where you said you could hear a choir of people and angels singing the lyrics to you, which I think is quite incredible. So how important is your Christian faith in your life, and how did that inspire you to produce the song?
Particularly this song, Katonda Alinawe, as I said, I've written about it on Facebook, on my Facebook account. It came in a dream. I was sleeping, and as I was sleeping, I had a choir. I cannot say whether it was a group of angels or a group of people, but I know it was a good melody, They were singing. And I want to say that I didn't hear every word in the song, but at least the chorus, I heard it. So usually whenever I get a song in such a way, because it's not the only song I've heard and got in a dream, whenever I get such a song, I make sure I write it immediately and I record the audio, at least of what I've heard. And when I begin writing it down, other lyrics come along the way. So that particular song, it was in a dream when I heard it, and it was a choir And even when I went to the producer, I made sure that he tries to produce it exactly as I had it in a dream.
Yeah, wow, that really is incredible, and that's a good little bit of history there for people who are hearing the song for the first time to hear how that song
Yeah.
was first created. So thank you for sharing that. Now,
Welcome.
just looking at your channel, so I think the last upload on your channel is from about the year of 2015. So I know one thing that a lot of people have been wondering is whether you're still making music at the moment, or have you stopped making music for now?
Okay. I love music. I'm a musician. I want to tell you this, that even up to now, I write music. It's okay, for some time I can decide and I say, no, I'm not going to write because my writing can then interrupt with my work. I find myself at times when songs just begin flowing. So up to now, I write music. Especially, I told you I'm a teacher. In the days, for example, or sometimes when I'm free, I write down songs about things. And now I want to say this, that I am still, you know, I'm still into music. I've not yet produced songs, but I'm writing songs. I'm believing God that sooner or later, I'll be producing at least other songs and their videos and uploading them on YouTube. Yeah, a lot of things happened since 2015, and I did not have. At some point, I think I wasn't very active on YouTube. There's also a time when I got issues, my email especially, and I don't know, I think YouTube at some time shifted and stopped using Yahoo because my email to which I used while opening up YouTube was a Yahoo mail, and I don't know, there is something that happened there, and I no longer had access. I would have used it beyond, even not just for uploading music but even for other things.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I think that is something that some people have messaged you about and asked if you still have access to that YouTube channel. So do you no longer have access to that same YouTube channel?
I no longer want to have access again. I no longer have access to it. I've tried all avenues. I've tried to use the email, Yahoo. I lost access to the Yahoo mail I was using. When I tried questions, I don't remember answers I'd put there. So that Yahoo, I failed to get access. And, at that time also, why I'm still getting problems is that number. By then in Uganda, people could change phone contacts. We had just begun using this mobile phone, so you could change contacts, and I have a feeling one of I could have opened up my YouTube using a certain contact, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah,
Something like
look,
that. I failed
hopefully
to recover.
we can get that sorted and get you back into that account. But otherwise, if you do produce music and you can't get back into that account, are you planning to maybe open a new channel or something like that?
I have already opened up a new channel.
Ah,
I've called it David SonJC. I added just a few dots to it so that it can be a little bit different from the other. I call it David SonJC.
excellent. All right. Well, yeah, if after the interview, maybe I'll get you to send me a link to that and I'll share that so people can find you at your new YouTube channel. That's excellent. Okay, just going back to the other questions. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about Katonda Alinawe. So you've already given us a bit of the backstory that it came to you in a dream, but obviously you put a lot of effort into making that song. There's the whole music video to go with that song. So if you could just share a little bit of the history of that song and why you decided to make that music video and produce that song.
Mm. Mm. Wow. Surprisingly, by the way, that was my first. I don't know. It could have been the very first video I made, Katonda Alinawe, because it was the song that touched me most among the songs I produced. Um, in Uganda here, most of the people liked another song. There's another song which I took up later, which I was singing, but it's called Wanjagala Kochi. But this one particularly is what I loved most, and it's what I produced first. Katonda Alinawe comes from the certain verse in the Bible, Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. And I think it's also there in Matthew chapter 1, verse 23, which says, and the virgins and God line, the virgin shall have a child, and he will be called Emmanuel, which means God with us. So that is basically that kind of scripture. Of course, I got a dream about Katonda Alinawe. I think to tell me that I'm with you. God was trying to tell that to me, that in this music ministry, I'm with you, music industry. Because, sometimes as I was writing music, producing music, there were challenges here and there. And I was like, God, are you with me in this music industry? Should I continue with music? So such questions, I think God gives me that song as an answer to me. He was telling me, I am with you. And of course, I thought about so many things. As I'm writing a song, sometimes I don't just focus on myself. I also look at people around me. And that also determines some of the lyrics I add in. So as you listen, I try to talk about, the fact that God is with us, about Christ himself. There's a certain verse I quoted from the book of Isaiah chapter 9, which says, unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. I'm paraphrasing it. So, and I also added in other things. There's somewhere cover Isaiah where God says that when you go through the waters, I'll be with you. When you go through the fire, I'll be with you. So that simply means that whatever challenges we go through, some may imagine God is not with us. So that kind of thing inspired me, and I said, wow. So I included a number of those bits of it, encouraging people, telling them God is with you. Whether you are going through which challenge, God is with you. When you are going through pain, God is with you. Even when you are sick, God is with you. He doesn't leave you, and He's willing to help you. Just continue holding on to Him. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's really excellent. That's good to have a bit of history of the backstory of Katonda Alinawe. And just another question on that music video. You said that was your first music video. Did you put a lot of planning into that music video, or did you just sort of film stuff as you went along? What was sort of the process there?
Oh, wow. In Uganda, I want to say that around that time, videos not very good yet. Everything was starting. Right now, a number of things have yet perfected. By the way, I want to say that I was one of the first active musicians on YouTube. There are not very many people on YouTube. They were there. I'm talking about Uganda. So even in the video, I want to say I planned about it. I want to say that around that time, the video cameraman I used the camera was not the best, but I felt like I needed to produce a video. Yeah, but I planned about it. And for me, my cameraman, the man who made it for me, I had seen him capturing video elsewhere, so I told him to capture for me my video. So, good. And so that I guided him. For me, sometimes I don't allow them to just do everything without me having a say. So I would tell him, I wanted to do this. Add this for me in my video, add this. So he could add different things, something like that.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, that's good to have the backstory there. So yeah, you've told us the story of your song. Now, in around December 4th of last year, so December 4th, 2023, your song started to get a lot of traction. It started to go very, very viral. And this was because people had been searching for a lost song. They had a 4-second snippet of this song, and they finally found out that that song was your song, Katonda Alinawe. Now, correct me if I am wrong, but I believe it was your wedding anniversary when the song was found, and you were actually away from the internet for a number of weeks. So when did you first log on and find out that your song was getting all of this attention?
Wow, December 4th was not exactly my wedding anniversary.
Okay,
my wedding anniversary was December 6th.
December 6th.
I knew that I was going. Yes, December 6th is my wedding anniversary. I knew I was going to be off internet for some time, and I posted a post about my wedding anniversary earlier on before going away. So I just told people we will be celebrating. Our anniversary, 9th anniversary. But actually, December 6th is when we wedded. So,
yeah, so how did you find out for the first time that your song was getting all of this attention?
Wow. I came back from wherever I had been. I was doing something. It's a little bit of, I don't want to mention it here.
No, that's
So
fine.
it was, yes, it was almost 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, that was around, it's about 19th December, you know, two
Yeah.
weeks later since I had left. Yes, around that time. So I went, usually I go to my social media, and also, so I went to Instagram. I think I first saw it on TikTok. I opened one of my videos and people had already commented, on the video on TikTok. So I went to Instagram. I was seeing people commenting, and then after that, I went in the inbox, and people were sending me messages, something like that. I was overwhelmed. Yeah. So that's how I came to know.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's really incredible. You would have just had all of this attention all of a
Yes.
sudden. And what was your reaction
Yeah.
to that? Did you obviously you probably didn't know at first why your song was going viral. How did you react when you saw all of these people watching your video and all of these people messaging you?
The reaction, I don't know. It was, this had always been my dream. Baby, let me tell you something. I opened up YouTube, and when I was on YouTube, I would try to push and push, every of the videos. As I told you, there were a few Ugandaners on YouTube then, but I could push it, and my intention was as many as people to get the message of the songs I was producing. And so I want to say that I was very excited. It was a mixture of excitement and fear, because sometimes, okay, the people who are notifying me on Instagram or TikTok, I couldn't see the pictures, I couldn't see the faces of people notifying me. So I was like, now who is this one telling me this? I can't see their face. Sometimes some of them, they were having new accounts on those social media. So I was like, is this true or not? So I immediately had to go and check and find out, are they telling me the truth? And so when I checked on YouTube, I just found the first time I saw and I believe they were telling me the truth, is that the song was having over 36,000 views. That
Wow.
was so big, far bigger than what I'd left there before when I checked. Yes.
Yeah,
And I
that's
want to
really
say that is
incredible.
not that. Yeah, surprisingly, that is not the song I used to check most because it had less views than other songs,
Yeah,
and that's what's surprising.
I think before the song started going viral, it had about
Mm.
800 views, and I think you were sitting at about 70 something subscribers, and now you're well above 300 subscribers, and the video has, I think, just passed 50,000 views. So it's really just going crazy at the moment.
Yes, very, very wonderful. I'm just amazed. By the way, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
When I first opened up YouTube, you'll be surprised. Uh, as I told you, I had in the number of people I used to follow. Most of the people I used to follow were whites. I used to follow whites most people outside Uganda. Something like that. As
Yeah.
I said earlier on, I used to follow many people outside Uganda. A lot of them.
Yeah, so just on that actually, so obviously a lot of the people who are coming to your video now are not Ugandan. They're largely from Western countries like the United States, United Kingdom,
Yes.
Australia.
Mm,
So most of the
mm,
people who are falling in love with your song are not from
mm.
Uganda and probably don't speak much Lugandan. So how does it feel
Yeah,
that your
yeah.
song is so popular among an international audience, an audience that you probably didn't intend for your song to reach?
Um, I want to say that I feel so good that my song is reaching out to people beyond the area. You see, when I produced Katonda Alinawe, produce and other songs, I knew that I would push those songs to Ugandans here through TV, through radio, probably through audio. But I would see radio, TV, and now when I took to YouTube, I also had a vision of this music reaching to Ugandans who are living outside Uganda, because those ones probably I would think they don't follow so much TV here and radio. So I would wanted to push them. But as I told you, when I reached YouTube, it's only that at some point I stopped being very active on YouTube. But at the time I was very active, some of the best friends I had were from outside. Maybe I thought they liked my music. because I had many friends of them, by the way. I'm just losing track of one of young ladies. She was still a very young lady. I was following up with her friends, I would follow her music. She's now an international musician in the US. If I remember, I wish I could remember the name, but I
Oh,
had a
wow.
number of friends I was interacting with. So, but I didn't know that they would push this. The later on, many of the people outside Uganda would come and love the song the way some of those few friends of mine were loving them.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
excellent, and it's great to see that song get that international audience. And even though people might not understand all of the lyrics, it goes to show that the music is just so good that everyone can enjoy it and support your music. So actually,
Yes.
now let's actually talk a little bit about the song itself and how it got found. So for years, a lot of people knew your song because it appeared in a YouTuber who goes by the name Filthy Frank. He used a 4-second clip of your song. And in his video, he had labeled that clip of the song as Kenya. So a lot of people were calling the song the Kenya song. So was that upsetting to you to see that the song had been mislabeled as Kenya when it's from Uganda? Or is this kind of confusion common amongst people from the West?
I somehow know, I have some knowledge that people outside don't know much about Uganda as much as they know about Kenya. Kenya is our neighboring country here. So somehow, of course, it was upsetting to me, but not so much. Not so much. As I said, even up to now, you'll find more Kenyans on YouTube. So in my mind, I think this guy just got mistaken. And by the way, after that, that's another thing that still caused, wonder. And I would ask myself, Filthy Frank, I had not known much about Filthy Frank. So I began to do research, and by the time I accepted to do the interview with you, I made sure I make research about everything I was seeing. I even researched and found out the real video where Filthy Frank had put that clip, and of course I saw him putting there Kenya. So, yeah, but of course I didn't feel so bad. Somehow I didn't feel so bad. I just know that Kenya in here is more known than Uganda. So they mistook it for Kenya.
Oh, that's good to
We
hear.
are
And look,
neighbors. We and Kenyans, we are neighbors. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
exactly. And look, at least everyone now knows that you are from Uganda, so we've figured that one out now. So yeah, just one other question I wanted to talk about with that. So we were mentioning the YouTuber Filthy Frank. So he's obviously the guy who originally used your video. So one question a lot of people want to know is, had you heard of him before? Obviously you've heard of him now, but had you heard of him before this at all? Was there any chance that you would have found this video previously, or did you not know who this YouTube comedian was?
Well, I was very shocked. I think Filthy Frank came across my song earlier on. I'd never heard about Filthy Frank. It was the first time. And I was asking myself, Filthy Frank, even the naming itself, the name Filthy Frank, I had never heard about him. Yes.
Okay. No, that's...
And I was surprised that being that popular as he was, he managed to identify my song very many years back. At the time, 2000, was it 2013?
Yeah, 2013, that's correct.
Now, around that time, I think I was dating. When I began dating, I was overconsumed. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, it is over 10 years ago.
Yes, 10 years ago. So around that time, I think I had stopped giving much attention. I wouldn't go on YouTube so many times. I was so fond of YouTube 2011 and 2012. I was so much there. But 2011, 12, I can assure you there I could be there almost on a daily. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But so when it first discovered, I didn't notice it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I did not.
Yeah. So like you said, you hadn't heard of him, and maybe if he had uploaded it a bit earlier when you were still on YouTube, you might have seen it, but because it was sort of a little bit later, you didn't have any idea.
Yes, I didn't have an idea.
So yeah, you've mentioned that I know another question people are asking. Obviously, Filthy Frank makes comedy content, and some of it is a little bit, probably a little bit offensive. But have you watched any of? You mentioned that you watched the video that the clip was originally from, but have you watched any other videos? You said you've done some research as well.
I've not watched other videos, but I watched the whole of that video.
Okay.
Where that clip was, I watched the whole of it. Yes.
Yeah. So
He's funny. He's a funny guy. Yes, I just he's a very funny guy. Probably that's why he's loved that much. He's quite funny. I watched it, the whole of that. I'm yet to watch others, but I watched the whole of that one.
Ah, no, that's good to know. I think that's what a lot of people wanted to know, whether you'd watched that video. So that's good to have an answer. So yeah, just going back to your song now. So obviously it has gone completely viral. It's still going viral. The song is getting thousands of views every day. So how has that impacted you? So I know that, like you said, a lot of people have been messaging you on social media because of the attention of the song and asking you different things. But has your newfound fame been affecting your life in any way? Have people around you back at home been mentioning this? How's that been affecting your life?
Wow, it has changed my life in a very, I don't know, in the different ways. Of course, when I saw it, I began to excite out of excitement. I sent the link to different WhatsApp groups, to different, family groups. People were commenting, people were congratulating me. People were like, they were telling me that God never forgets his people, something like that. They were giving me such that me receiving that news changed even my mind about when I should produce my next video. It has always been in my plans to begin producing songs again, but it's a little bit because I've not been producing songs partly because music is expensive, partly that's so part of the reason. It's quite expensive producing audios and then videos, especially the type of music I want. But so that getting that about Katonda Alinawe has changed my whole planning again when I should produce songs again, music again. So I think I will come back earlier because of that. Yes.
Oh, that's excellent. So that's actually my next question. So talking about the future, you've obviously mentioned that you plan to come back and make music. Do you plan to do anything further with Katonda Alinawe, perhaps a new version, or are you planning on making something completely new? What sort of do you think are your plans for the future?
My plans for the future, before Katonda Alinawe, I had songs I was lining up to work on. But now, after seeing this good news about Katonda Alinawe, I'm thinking about producing another version of it. Because this one, particularly, the new kind of technology, this particular quality of video may not play very well on TV. So I'm planning to work on a video, a new version of it, which I'll probably be able to play on our local TVs. As of now, I'm promoting the song as much as I can in my ability, on a different social medias of Uganda, because I want Ugandans also to get the message the way other people are getting it. I want Ugandans to get the song more and more. So I plan to produce a video, yes, and to promote it more on the local platforms here. Yes.
Oh, that's excellent. I'm sure a lot of people will be very happy to hear that. A new video for Katonda Alinawe. That's something to definitely look forward to. So the last question I had, so obviously a lot of people want to reach out to you and follow your work and see what you're working on now. So what social media platforms can everyone find you on? You mentioned that you're creating a new YouTube channel, so I'll definitely share the link for that. But do you have any other platforms that people can come and follow you on?
Okay, I'm on YouTube. Oh, of course, now YouTube, I've opened up a new account. I've called it David SonJC. Excuse me. I'm also on I'm on Facebook, but when you go on the account, Facebook is a little bit full if you're making a friend request. I have two pages. One of it is called the hottest gospel artist in town. Another one I still call it David SonJC, so they can look out for those two. Hottest gospel artist in town. Another one is David SonJC. And then when you go to Instagram, I'm there as Mwanguzi SonJC. I tried to use David SonJC on Instagram, made it hard, so I put there Mwanguzi SonJC. And on TikTok, I'm there as still David SonJC. Yes, so you can find me still on TikTok as David SonJC. I've just I'd forgotten. I've just opened up an account on Discord, and I'm using the name David SonJC on Discord, so people can send me friend requests there also.
Ah, excellent. Yeah, I know a lot of people in the community who search for these so-called lost songs are on Discord, so they'll be very happy to hear that. So yeah, we've got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, and TikTok. So I'll make sure I share all the links for those.
Okay.
Well, I think that's all my questions, David. Did you have anything else that you wanted to share just to wrap us up?
Okay. What I want to say that I am very, very, very happy. I've read your comments, you people on YouTube. Those comments have been very to me. You've blessed me. You know, when you put in effort to produce music, you want to know whether people are receiving the message you are saying. I'm very excited and very happy that people are being blessed, even without knowing the language. I want to tell you that personally, I've had people say that they have been playing the song for over an hour and they're repeating. That's the same thing with me. That song, when I play it, I never get tired of listening to it. I can play it over and over. So I'm very happy when I'm glad, and I'm glad when I hear people saying that they're listening to the song over and over. And I also want to thank you so much, Darkman, for putting an effort in to ensure that song is found. And there is another person you called, I think, Peggy, something like Peggy.
Yes. Yeah, he goes by the name Damn Peggy.
Damn Peggy. I'm very excited. I'm very happy about it, about the work, the effort he. Yeah, you two people have done a lot in ensuring that this song comes back again and people listen to it. And I'm really very excited. I want to tell you that this year, 29th December last year, after 1 year, but this song being discovered, I was still 40. And I was praying to God, to do something for me, to do something unique for me about this 40. I felt it was a special age. And so for me, my song going viral at 40, I felt that was my gift that God gave to me. I felt that was a gift. And I want to thank God so much for that song. And what else? I want to say that this year, there is something I went through. I was somewhere and I was on a motorcycle. Somebody was carrying me to cross waters. The waters had crossed, certain flowing water had crossed the road. And as we were moving on a motorcycle, the water almost took the motorcycle. It almost made it fall down. And, God reminded me of the scripture in Isaiah, which says that when you go through the waters, I'll be with you. And I never understood what that scripture meant until the water, which was crossing the road, almost took away the motorcycle. And a few weeks after that, this song, which also mentions that in the lyrics, also comes back. So for me, this was a confirmation that God really loves me. And I want to tell to all those who listen to the interview that God is with you, no matter what. Believe we are hearing of wars in Russia, Ukraine, wars in Israel. A lot of this is happening in the financial world, and becoming harder. I want to tell people that God is with you. Just trust him and believe in him. Yes.
Wow, thank you very much, David. Those are some very powerful words. And yeah, thank you so much. Look, your song is really an incredible song. I think the reason people love it so much is not only because the music is so fantastic, but it really does have a profound message. And yeah, I think people are really just looking forward to enjoying the song and seeing what else that any further music that you come out with. I'm sure people will be very excited to hear. And yeah, it really does seem that God has really been blessing you this year. For this song to just get so much attention all of a sudden really is a blessing. Well, look, that is pretty much all I had for today, David. But thank you so much for joining me. Look, it has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, and I really do wish you all the best for the future. So thank you so much for joining me for this interview today.
Welcome, and thank you too for hosting me.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, David.
atuweereddwa omulenzi atuweereddwa obuyinza buli mu mikono gye Katonda ow'amaanyi tafa ow'olubeerera empologoma yuda munyenye